7 miles below the surface, where sunlight never reaches, something is moving. It's not a fish. It's not a whale. It's something that has scientists around the world scrambling for answers. This is the deep sea, a realm so alien that it might as well be another planet. And what we've discovered there is rewriting the rules of biology, geology, and maybe even physics itself. In 1997, an underwater microphone off the coast of Chile picked up a sound so loud it was heard across the entire Pacific Ocean. It was a low-frequency groan, powerful enough to travel thousands of miles. But here's the catch: no known animal on Earth could have made it. Blue whales? Too small. Earthquakes? Too rhythmic. The sound, named the bloop, became an instant legend. But that's just the beginning. There are things lurking in the abyss that make the bloop look like a whisper. Take, for instance, the Baltic Sea anomaly. In 2011, a team of treasure hunters scanning the ocean floor stumbled upon a massive circular object, over 60 meters in diameter, resting 300 feet below the surface. It looked like a giant mushroom or a UFO that had crashed and settled into the seabed. The sonar images showed strange lines and formations that looked almost engineered. Scientists were baffled. Some said it was a natural geological formation, but others pointed to the drag marks trailing behind it, suggesting it had been pulled across the seafloor. Where did it come from? What was it? And why does it seem to emit an electromagnetic signal that interferes with electronic equipment within 200 meters? The mystery remains unsolved. But the Baltic Sea isn't the only place where the ocean floor defies explanation. Off the coast of Japan, divers discovered the Yonaguni Monument, a massive rock formation with flat terraces, sharp edges, and what appear to be carved steps. It's underwater, but it looks like a man-made structure, perhaps a city that sank thousands of years ago. Some geologists argue it's a natural formation, but the precise angles and symmetrical shapes are almost too perfect. Ancient civilizations? Lost continents? The debate rages on. Then there's the phenomenon of brine pools. These are underwater lakes of supersalty water that sit at the bottom of the ocean, creating a distinct boundary where the brine meets the regular seawater. They look like oases in a desert, but they're deadly to most marine life. Anything that enters the brine becomes instantly preserved, mummified in salt. These pools are so toxic that they've been called the bottomless pits of the ocean. But what's truly mind-bending is that some of these pools have been found to contain microbial life forms that thrive in conditions we once thought were impossible. Life, it seems, can exist in the most extreme environments, even where the water is so dense it behaves like a liquid ghost. But perhaps the most terrifying anomaly is the Milky Sea effect. Imagine sailing through the ocean at night, and suddenly the water around you starts to glow with a faint, ethereal light, as if a giant floodlight is shining from beneath the surface. This is the Milky Sea, a phenomenon where bioluminescent bacteria illuminate the water in a continuous, eerie glow that can stretch for miles. It's been reported for centuries, but it's so rare that it's almost impossible to study. In 2005, a research team captured a satellite image of a Milky Sea near Somalia, confirming its existence. But what triggers these massive blooms of glowing bacteria? And why do they occur in such remote, deep waters? It's a mystery that still haunts marine biologists. And then there's the one that truly defies logic, the enigma of the deep, a strange, gelatinous organism that drifts through the ocean depths, glowing with a soft, blue light. It was captured on video by a remotely operated vehicle in 2018, and it looks like a living jellyfish that's been turned inside out. But it's not a jellyfish. It's not any known species. It's a ghost of the deep that seems to have no brain, no digestive system, and yet it moves with purpose. Scientists call it the immortal jellyfish's cousin, but that's just a guess. It's so alien that it's forced us to reconsider what life even means in the deep sea. But the most shocking anomaly of all isn't a creature or a structure, it's a phenomenon called undersea earthquakes that shouldn't happen. In 2018, a series of tremors were detected off the coast of Africa, but they didn't follow the usual patterns of tectonic activity. They were too deep, too frequent, and too regular. Some scientists suggested they were caused by underwater volcanoes, but the epicenters didn't match any known volcanic activity. Others proposed that they were the result of collapsing methane hydrates, but the acoustic signatures didn't match. So what was causing these mysterious deep-sea quakes? The best answer so far is unknown, and that's terrifying. These anomalies are more than just scientific curiosities. They're windows into a world that we've only begun to explore. We've mapped less than 20% of the ocean floor, and what we've found there has already shattered our expectations. The deep sea is not a barren wasteland, it's a vibrant, mysterious frontier where the rules of reality as we know them seem to bend. And every time we dive deeper, we find something new that challenges our understanding. So what does this mean for us? It means that the ocean is not just a place of beauty and wonder, it's a place of mystery and possibility. It's a reminder that we are small, and that there is so much we don't know about our own planet. The deep sea is the last great frontier on Earth, and its secrets are waiting to be uncovered. In the next few minutes, we're going to dive into the most mind-boggling anomalies ever recorded in the deep sea. From the bloop to the Baltic Sea anomaly, from brine pools to bioluminescent seas, we'll explore the evidence, the theories, and the questions that have scientists stumped. And by the end, you'll see the ocean in a whole new light, a light that glows from the depths, beckoning us to explore the unknown. But before we go deeper, let's start with the one that started it all, the sound that shook the world. The bloop. In 1997, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration recorded a bizarre, ultra-low-frequency sound that was detected by sensors thousands of miles apart. The sound was so powerful that it was picked up by multiple hydrophones across the Pacific, and it lasted for over a minute. Scientists initially thought it was a giant icequake, but the pattern didn't match. Then they thought it might be a massive animal, but nothing we know could produce that volume. The bloop remains unexplained, and it's become one of the most famous ocean mysteries of all time. But the bloop is just one piece of the puzzle. There are also the whisperings, sounds that are too faint to be heard by human ears but are detected by sensitive equipment. These sounds come from unknown sources deep in the ocean, and they've been dubbed the ocean's heartbeat. They're rhythmic, regular, and they suggest that something is pulsing with life in the depths. What could it be? Some speculate it's a giant creature, others say it's methane gas seeping from the seafloor, but no one knows for sure. As we descend further, we encounter the shadow sharks, creatures that have never been seen by humans, but whose sonar signatures have been recorded by submarines. These enormous shapes, some as large as a school bus, move through the water with a grace that defies their size. They don't match any known species, and they've been observed at depths where no shark should be able to survive. Are they undiscovered species? Or are they something else entirely? And then there are the ghost nets, fishing nets that have been lost at sea and continue to drift, trapping marine life in a deadly cycle. These nets are invisible in the dark, and they can stretch for miles. They're a man-made anomaly that's choking the ocean, but they're also a reminder of how little we understand about the impact we have on this planet. But perhaps the most personal and profound anomaly is the ocean's memory, the idea that the water itself retains information. Some researchers suggest that water has a kind of memory, that it can record events and emotions. This is a controversial theory, but it's gaining traction. Could the ocean be a vast repository of the Earth's history, a living record of everything that has ever happened? It's a wild idea, but in a world where science is constantly proving that the impossible is possible, maybe it's not so far-fetched. So as we surface from this dive into the unknown, we're left with more questions than answers. The deep sea is a place of wonder, a place of mystery, and a place that reminds us of our place in the universe. We may never fully understand it, but that's what makes it so fascinating. The ocean is calling, and it's time to listen. And that's the deep sea anomaly that shouldn't exist, but it does. And it's waiting for us to dive deeper. Stay curious, and keep exploring the unknown. Because the truth is out there, and it's deeper than we ever imagined.